Hello and welcome. It's finals day here in Jeddah for the NEOM America's Cup Preliminary Regatta. Buckle up, this event has roared into life. Emirates Team New Zealand have put 4 wins on the board and are guaranteed a place in the match race final. But the Italians are coming. Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli are close behind. Then it's Alinghi Red Bull Racing. NEOS Britannia are an outside chance. The French, Orient Express Racing and the heroes of Villanova, American Magic, have been left in the fleet's wake. 6 races have been completed. Another 2 are scheduled for today. Then the top 2 scoring teams will go head-to-head in a winner-takes-all match race. Who will raise the inaugural NEOM America's Cup Preliminary Regatta Jeddah Trophy? All will be revealed today. I'm Stephen McIver. Joining me in commentary, Glenn Ashby, Shirley Robertson and Peter Lester. Let's head to the water for race 7 of the series. 30 seconds to go. Tensions rising in the boats, none more so than on Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli and Alinghi Red Bull Racing. They're fighting for that spot in the match race final.
Yeah, only 15 to go here. Everyone looking like they're in pretty good shape. Possibly a little late for NEOS Britannia. Got the British being late here.
5 to go and it's race on in race 7 here in Jeddah.
Clear start, clear start.
And it's a clear start, a perfect start for race 7 of this NEOM America's Cup Preliminary Regatta.
Yeah, look, a fantastic start there. Emirates Team New Zealand really getting the boat over target speed and winding up. A big VMG gain for the first 10 or 15 seconds. They're in great position there. Really tight battle there with Alinghi Red Bull Racing, Luna Rossa and American Magic. They'll be sort of keeping their elbows out, all fighting hard for a nice lane when they tack over to head back to the right-hand side of the course.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli just tacking on the boundary, thin on the hip of Emirates Team New Zealand, so they'll be getting gassed a little bit. So they're the top, they're the windward boats. Then underneath, really it's a bit of a gaggle with the French late into the start, but they survived really well.
Really tight situation here. Emirates Team New Zealand, American Magic. Emirates Team New Zealand right on their face. American Magic having to tack and clear their air. That's a painful position to sail for a long period. They'll do a short tack out here. They'll look to hit Luna Rossa. Possibly. No, too late. They're still speed building. They'll carry on for clear air on the way back.
Everybody is going hammer and tongs towards the top gate for the first time. And who will be leading them around the top gate? It will be the hot favourite at this point, and that is Emirates Team New Zealand. Followed around by Orient Express Racing, who we were wondering at the pre-start where they were at the top of the course. Then it's Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, American Magic following them around.
Oh, terrible jibe, Emirates Team New Zealand. Oh, that's really going to hurt. They're going to definitely lose some positions there. French, I think, straight over their bow. Bang, there they go. Orient Express Racing really sailing the boat cleanly. Protest by Emirates Team New Zealand there on Orient Express Racing as they were speed building there. Very, very tight here. Yeah, Team New Zealand just going to get the squeeze here. They'll just be getting a little bit of wobbly breeze there coming off both boats here because they're both bending the wind in front of Emirates Team New Zealand. They're slightly off the pace there, 37 knots versus 41, so they're paying a penalty.
Look at that sea state. It is cracking.
Oh, the French. Oh, using all the hull and the foils. That's definitely not the smoothest manoeuvre there. That is going to cost them some distance. As we see Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, a much cleaner manoeuvre. Their speed build will be quicker, 37, 38 knots versus 36. Big gain to Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, the new leaders of the race. Oh, the French.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli around the bottom gate for the first time to complete 2 legs. Then it's American Magic, Orient Express Racing, followed closely by NEOS Britannia. Then Emirates Team New Zealand following the train.
France. We need to go after this, after the G spot.
Yeah, okay, after the G spot.
After the G spot.
You now, no issues.
Hit the press.
New pressure on the bow maybe? Or? Yeah, that just went our way big time. And turning.
French having to do a little dip there on Emirates Team New Zealand as they rip past the bow of Orient Express Racing.
The Italians in the lead as we complete the halfway mark of the 7th race here of the NEOM America's Cup preliminary regatta here in Jeddah. And they are flying at the moment as they round that top mark and head on the downwind leg, followed in by American Magic. As Glenn quite rightly said, a little bit of redemption. Emirates Team New Zealand steaming past the bow of Orient Express Racing, and they have got NEOS Britannia right up their tailpipe.
You can just see Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli there, just sliding the boat around across the waves. The rudder and the foil arms there, just on the edge of grip there. These guys are sailing the boat beautifully. You've got to be on the edge of grip to be fast, and that's exactly what these guys are doing now.
There is a massive energy around the Italian team. I was there this morning. They're so excited and fearless. But remember, the Kiwis are already in the final. They do not need a result here.
And the team about to round the bottom mark wants to be in that final, and right now they're doing enough to be there if they can win this race. That's Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli flying around that bottom mark. Then it's American Magic hunting those two down. Emirates Team New Zealand.
This is crazy, you know, so much energy, and also the young and the eager to learn.
They're learning fast, Stephen, and they seem to have a slight advantage upwind, Glenn, don't you think? They always extend on these upwind legs.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli still in the lead as they head towards that top mark for a final time and look towards those maximum points that should shove them into the match race final. Final tack.
Your call in 2, 1, wait. Oh.
And around they go.
The lining is coming in 25.
Ruggiero Tita there and Vittorio Bassaro on the right-hand side of the boat, having been fed information from the leeward side of the boat there on their next manoeuvre. Comms all important, getting these boats around the track in good shape.
The team thought about sending young trimmers, a whole young team, but in the end have sent really experienced trimmers, and I think you hear that in the comms, Glenn. It is very calm, very collected.
So it will be Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli to win race 7 and confirm a spot in the match race final. They have done it again and crossed the finish line here in the Jeddah. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
We had a good start. We sailed well around the course, and we had a good first downwind. It was pretty close with the France and with New Zealand, and I think now mathematically we are in the match race, so I think our focus now should be to stay calm and let's start thinking about the match race.
So Emirates Team New Zealand and Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli have secured their place in the match race final. Race number 8 is now just a formality, but this will be the last AC40 race for some of the sailors. Pride is on the line. We'll be back with more high-speed drama after the break. Welcome back to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Emirates Team New Zealand and Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli have claimed the 2 spots in the match race final. But reward doesn't come without risk. The mission now is to complete race 8 and survive in one piece. Let's head to the water for the final fleet race of the series.
Only 24, 23 seconds coming up here. NEOS Britannia tacking into leeward there, dictating the fleet there. They're going to have to put the pace on. A little slow down there by Orient Express Racing. Luna Rossa Port start coming into the start here.
Slowly coming up, boys.
Link is the last one. Okay, up, race the course.
Penalty, OCS USA, get behind penalty. It was.
So we are now underway in race number 8, the final fleet race here on the Red Sea in Jeddah, and They must feel like they've something against them, against another OCS for USA over the last 3 days, and away we go.
Oh, American Magic must have only been just over there. Such a shame for American Magic.
USA, you have about 50 metres.
It was close, it was very close, and USA have just been plagued through the race, through the regatta here in Jeddah with mistakes and little errors of judgment. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli coming across on starboard. I think Alinghi must be, you'll be able to judge, I think they're ahead. Emirates Team New Zealand playing it conservatively in the middle of the track.
Alinghi Red Bull Racing, they came in here to this event knowing they were fast, but just haven't been able to get across the line in good shape.
Okay, happy to tack when everyone.
3, 2, 1, 4 down and going.
Another close cross in the last quarter of the first leg in the final race. Race number 8 here in Jeddah of the NEOM America's Cup Preliminary Regatta.
Let's anticipate the turn.
Good look at what the wind is doing at the top mark, and first around is Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Something they should have and could have and wanted to do in race number 7 as they lead around. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, Emirates Team New Zealand, third around the opposite mark, followed by Ineos Britannia. In 5th position, it will be Orient Express Racing, and of course, American Magic.
The New Zealanders took advantage of that little change in the weather conditions. They went over to the left and managed to come back in a bit of right-hand shift to jump into 2nd place, with Ineos Britannia just to windward of Emirates Team New Zealand.
They're not far away from their final jibe into the bottom gate there. Alinghi, oh, wobbly jibe, Alinghi, oh, they've had a shocker on the far side of the course. This is going to be painful for them. Emirates Team New Zealand now taking the lead. That's not a good jibe by Alinghi Red Bull Racing. They'll be quite frustrated with that. They need to keep the wheels on and get it down to the bottom in good shape.
There is no room for errors in these AC40s.
Oh, and Ineos Britannia having a bad jibe. It must be getting bumpy out there. Giles Scott, Ben Ainsley, I can hear the frustration on board, and they have had an absolute barrier there, almost a capsize.
Alinghi Red Bull Racing have got themselves out of a bit of bother, and they will rip around the bottom muck. Whoa! That just gives you an indication what the conditions are like, but they've saved it. A much smoother rounding in the back of the picture by Emirates Team New Zealand. And look out, here comes Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli hunting down Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
Yeah, close cross coming up here. Emirates Team New Zealand having to make the call whether to cross or duck or tack. And they've basically tacked there to control the 2 boats behind.
How good does that look? 3 boats just hammering down, and or should I say upwind, on the 3rd leg of 6. So this is heading towards the halfway mark of the final fleet race.
The lovely shot there. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli just slowly slipping down. It's such a tough spot to stay in.
3 boats flying into the top mark to complete the halfway mark of this 8th fleet race. Emirates Team New Zealand will be followed around by Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli will take the opposite mark, and they will round in 3rd position. It doesn't matter where they finish, but they will want to finish high on the points board here just for this race, to know that they are in the zone for the match race finally. You're seeing the chase boats bouncing around. It must be as rough as guts out there.
They'll be really wanting to make sure that both boats get round the mark here cleanly. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli not far behind Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
Emirates Team New Zealand are heading into the bottom mark to complete leg number 4 and then head upwind for the final time. Just throwing that boat around the mark, followed closely by an early leader in this race, which was Alinghi Red Bull Racing. And then closely in comes Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Oh, gentle rains, bit of a... There's some chop there, isn't there?
Yeah, it's a game of water chess here. And these teams all know how to play that game pretty well.
The Kiwis are so polished, aren't they? If they get a little bit of space, if they get away from the carnage, we just see them gently extend and extend.
Emirates Team New Zealand. Final rounding of the top mark as they head home in race number 8. Nice and clean they go and head downwind on the home leg.
I could just see him under the jib.
And Lingy Red Bull Racing will follow them around the same mark.
I was setting up here.
So too will Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. American Magic coming at the opposite mark. Hang on, problems for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
Oh, they've had a bad jibe.
If you love your sailing and you love speed, you cannot be disappointed that what has been served up on 8 fleet races here in Jeddah. And Emirates Team New Zealand will take win number 5 for the regatta.
Yeah, it's nice to tidy up a few things. Felt like we did a lot nicer job of it than the race before. And just, yeah, feeling more and more comfortable as time goes on in these boats. So, yeah, looking forward to one shot with Prada to win it all here.
It's time to go hard or go home. America's Cup defenders, Emirates Team New Zealand, will line up against Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli's young helmsman in the match race final. Who wants the NEOM America's Cup Preliminary Regatta Jeddah Trophy most? We'll find out after the break. Welcome back. Sailing is a lot like golf. You play the course as much as you play your opponent. Luna Rossa just got a taste of that in race 8, but they've survived to take on Emirates Team New Zealand. Let's head back to the water for the culmination of the NEOM America's Cup Preliminary Regatta here in Jeddah. It's boat against boat, nation against nation. Emirates Team New Zealand versus Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
Lovely positioning by the Kiwis, chasing hard, in control, with just 25 seconds to go.
Yeah. Definite advantage here to Emirates Team New Zealand. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli will have to look at keeping clear. Yep, and advantage Emirates Team New Zealand there.
Both boats over the line, having to come back and
it's the umpires,
restart.
penalty Italy.
Race starts in the match race final here on the Red Sea in Jeddah in the NEOM America's Cup Preliminary Regatta.
Big advantage to Emirates Team New Zealand at the moment. They'll be looking to get this manoeuvre in nicely, get across, and will make Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli's life quite difficult from here.
Remember, Luna Rossa are fast upwind, and just looking at the distance, they are coming together all the time.
Question here, Emirates Team New Zealand attacking exactly as you'd expect, coughing up a little bit of their lead, but basically owning the race, forcing Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli to tack away to keep that onset flow around that twin skin mainsail and jib clear.
Key moment in the match race final, right there.
Yeah, big gains to Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, but Emirates Team New Zealand just retaining control of this race. The young Italians doing a brilliant job here, closing the gap.
Italians doing well to keep it close, but beautiful positioning from the Kiwis. They're leaving the Italians no option but to tack away now to the short side of the course. They have so little runway to that right-hand side.
So slight advantage gained on the top mark for the first time by Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli and quickly erased by Emirates Team New Zealand in this match race final.
Here the hydraulics working hard there on both boats. These AC40s being battery powered, no grinders on board, all just button pressing and steering going on here as the boats come head to head down here. Luna Rossa pushing hard on the ride height.
There we go, that's better now.
Oh, really good racing here. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli definitely still in this race. They are not out of it by any stretch of the imagination here. Anything can happen from here.
Lead change. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli now. Slight lead change. We know they've been quick. They've demonstrated that today already. Don't give them a sniff. They will take it and run. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
What's the move? 2, 1.
Oh, great racing here.
Emirates Team New Zealand just in front of Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli as they go around the bottom mark and head up on leg number 3 in this match race final on the Red Sea.
This is the race committee. There is one leeward mark in the water that shall be rounded to starboard on the next rounding. The finish will be between the leeward mark and the race committee vote.
Emirates Team New Zealand about to complete the halfway mark of this race. And they will lead Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli on the next downward leg of this match race final on the Red Sea off the coast of Jeddah.
Starboard rounding at the bottom.
That bottom mark change is actually going to make a big difference. They have one mark at the bottom. They have to round it to starboard. It's really limiting the options.
This is not over by any stretch of the imagination, although it looks like Emirates Team New Zealand are very comfortably in front here. One wobble here, we'll see that lead get gobbled up in just a few seconds. So very, very important manoeuvres coming into the bottom of the course here.
It has to be a starboard routing by these boats. The one mark, one's gone walkabout, you might say, and it will be Emirates Team New Zealand. Look at it just cranking around the mark, followed by Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
The last lap has been interesting. I think Team New Zealand up that, into the bottom mark. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, because of only one mark in the water, had to do a late jiving in. So small gain, just those incremental gains, and up that second windward beat, New Zealand got the Italians all the way over to the left-hand side, and that meant a gain at the top half of the course. It's just that match racing experience of Emirates Team New Zealand. That's the difference between the two teams.
Match racing with essentially two teams on each boat. It takes such synchronicity, doesn't it? And good, clear communications.
Clean, that's what you'd call that. As they tack into the top mark for the last time, Emirates Team New Zealand with a lead on Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Emirates Team New Zealand to this point, in fact, the whole regatta have been the dominant force on the water with 5 race wins out of the available 8. So they win this one, it'll be 6 out of 9. But the young Italian team are not going away.
We asked the race committee what
Oh, Luna Rossa. No, they've put it down the mine. Oh, that'll be a face full. Goggles over the head. That's not what Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. There you go, sitting in the spa bath on the leeward cockpit. Just getting a little high and a little heeled. And then
the same way
a rudder ventilation. And down the mine they go. No gold nuggets down there, except a face full of water.
And dead stop, like just a dead stop.
Absolute. That is what you call going over the handlebars. And absolutely not real flash at all for the wing gear.
Gut-wrenching moment for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Everything has been going so smoothly to this point, which is the match race final. But this team you're looking at right now, the defender of the 37th America's Cup, Emirates Team New Zealand, will win the NEOM America's Cup preliminary regatta here in Jeddah, and they'll do their 6th race in 3 days. They are the champions of the Red Sea.
Feels good. Yeah, we've been happy with how we've gone all weekend, and a lot of effort's gone into this. So, yeah, very happy to get a win that we didn't get at the last event.
So there you have it. After 3 days of racing, Emirates Team New Zealand are victorious. Their campaign has been clinical. They are the winners of the NEOM America's Cup Preliminary Regatta here in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Their next mission, defend the America's Cup. Their campaign gets underway in Barcelona, Spain in August 2024.